You have probably felt it for a long time, this sense that you are different, that your path in life does not align with the people around you. You have tried to fit in, to do what society expects, but no matter how hard you try, you always seem to walk a different road. You might have noticed that friendships are fleeting, relationships feel distant, and no matter how much effort you put in, financial stability always seems just out of reach. It is frustrating. It is exhausting. And at times, it might even feel unfair. But what if I told you that this is not a mistake? What if everything you are going through is happening for a reason? What if the loneliness, the financial struggles, the sense of isolation are all signs that you are being prepared for something greater? Chosen ones do not walk the same path as everyone else. Their journey is not meant to be easy. It is meant to shape them, refine them, and prepare them for a purpose that most people will never understand. The struggles you face are not there to break you. They are there to awaken something inside you that is far greater than the world's definition of success. One of the first signs that you are chosen is the loneliness you experience. It is not that you do not want deep relationships. It is not that you are incapable of forming connections. But time and time again, people drift away. Friendships fade. Relationships end. And even in a crowded room, you often feel completely alone. There is a reason for this. Your energy, your spirit, carries something different. You vibrate at a frequency that most people are not ready to handle. When you walk into a room, your presence shifts the atmosphere. Some people are drawn to it, but many others feel uncomfortable without even knowing why. You have probably noticed that certain people in your life seem to be repelled by you for no clear reason. They might have liked you at first, enjoyed being around you, but over time, they started pulling away. It was not because you did anything wrong, it was because your light, your energy, revealed things they were not ready to face. Think of it like this. Imagine a room that has been in darkness for years. The people in that room have adjusted to the dim light. They are comfortable in it. Then suddenly, someone walks in carrying a bright lantern. That light exposes everything: the dust, the clutter, the hidden corners that were once concealed. Some people will be grateful for the light because it allows them to see clearly, but others will turn away because they are not ready to face what has been hidden in the dark. This is what happens when you, as a chosen one, interact with the world. Your presence alone forces people to see parts of themselves they would rather keep hidden. Their insecurities, their fears, their unresolved pain, all of it comes to the surface when they are around you. And instead of dealing with it, many people choose to walk away. But here is what you need to understand. This is not rejection. This is protection. The people who cannot handle your energy were never meant to walk this journey with you. They were temporary, placed in your life for a season, but not for the long haul. The ones who remain, the ones who embrace your presence despite the discomfort, those are the ones who are meant to be part of your destiny. Loneliness is not a punishment. It is a refinement process. It is God's way of clearing out the distractions, removing those who do not align with your purpose, and preparing you for the connections that truly matter. And while it may feel isolating at times, know this: you are never truly alone. The path of the chosen is one of divine guidance. You are being led, even when it feels like you are wandering. You are being shaped, even when it feels like you are being broken. And if you can embrace this season instead of fighting against it, you will find that your loneliness is not an emptiness, but a space being made for something greater. Because when the right people come into your life, when the right opportunities align, you will understand why everyone else had to leave. But loneliness is just one part of the journey. There is another struggle that many chosen ones face and that can feel even more frustrating, and that is the challenge of financial hardship. It does not seem fair. You work hard. You are intelligent, creative, driven. You have skills and ideas that could bring success, yet no matter what you do, money never seems to flow easily into your life. You see people around you, people who put in half the effort, thriving financially while you struggle just to stay afloat. But once again, this is not a mistake. There is a reason why chosen ones often struggle with money. And the answer is deeper than you might think. Financial struggles are not just about money. They are about control, about spiritual alignment, and about preparation. When you are chosen, your life is governed by different rules. The way the world defines success does not apply to you. Society teaches that financial stability comes from following a predictable path, getting a degree, securing a high-paying job, investing wisely, and saving diligently. But for chosen ones, the path is rarely that straightforward. You have probably noticed that traditional routes to financial success do not seem to work for you the way they do for others. No matter how much effort you put in, opportunities slip through your fingers. Every time you think you are making progress, something unexpected happens: a job loss, an emergency expense, a deal that falls apart at the last moment. It feels like an invisible force is working against you. That invisible force is not a coincidence. It is part of a bigger process. Financial struggles are often a form of divine testing, a way for God to strip away reliance on material wealth so that you can fully depend on Him. The chosen are not meant to be controlled by money. They are meant to master it. And before they can be entrusted with true abundance, they must first learn to exist without it. This is why money does not always come easily to those with a higher calling. You are being trained to see beyond financial gain. You are being shaped into someone who does not chase money but attracts it. Because when you reach the level where financial blessings flow freely, you will not be owned by wealth. You will use it as a tool, not as a measure of your worth. Look at history. Some of the most influential people who changed the world started with nothing. They were rejected, overlooked, and financially unstable. But in that season of lack, they built something more powerful than money. They developed wisdom, resilience, and unshakable faith. They learned to trust in a higher source of provision rather than in their bank accounts. And that is the key. You are not being deprived. You are being positioned. Because when chosen ones finally step into their purpose, wealth comes in a different way. It does not come through struggle. It comes through alignment. The reason most people chase money their whole lives is because they are disconnected from their true calling. They follow paths that do not fulfill them, so they seek financial success as a form of validation. But chosen ones are different. They are meant to create, to serve, to bring change. Their wealth does not come from chasing it, comes from stepping into who they truly are. You may feel like you are always lacking, but what if you are just in a transition? What if this season of struggle is preparing you for a level of abundance that requires a different mindset? Many chosen ones also struggle financially because their values do not align with the world's system of wealth. You are not the type to step on others to get ahead. You are not willing to compromise your integrity for a paycheck. You may have had opportunities to make money, but something inside you knew that path was not right. The truth is, chosen ones do not accumulate wealth the same way as everyone else. You are called to create value in ways that serve a higher purpose. That means your financial success will not come from competition but from contribution. And sometimes, before you step into that kind of abundance, you must first be emptied. Because when you have nothing, you learn what truly matters. You stop chasing quick fixes. You stop attaching your self-worth to financial status. And when you are finally ready, wealth will flow to you not as something you desperately need, but as something you are now aligned to receive. But the enemy knows this too, and that is why financial struggle is one of the biggest weapons used against the chosen. If the enemy can keep you focused on survival, you will never have time to focus on your purpose. If he can keep you worried about bills, you will not have the energy to step into your calling. That is why chosen ones experience strange financial setbacks. Money that should have come does not. Opportunities that seemed perfect fall apart. Unexpected expenses drain everything you have. It is not always just bad luck. Sometimes it is spiritual warfare. But here is what the enemy does not want you to realize. He cannot stop what God has planned for you. He can delay it. He can make it difficult. But he cannot prevent what has already been written. And that is why you must hold on. Because if you give up now, you will never see the breakthrough that is coming. If you let financial struggles convince you that you are failing, you will never step into the abundance that was meant for you all along. You are not struggling because you are unworthy. You are struggling because you are being prepared. You are being strengthened, shaped, and positioned for something that most people will never understand. And when the time is right, everything that was once withheld will be released. The doors that were closed will open. And you will look back at this season and realize that it was never about money, it was about becoming the person who was ready to receive it. There is something powerful about understanding the true purpose of your struggles. When you stop seeing them as obstacles and start recognizing them as preparation, everything shifts. You stop feeling like a victim of your circumstances and start realizing that you are being refined for something greater. But there is another reason why chosen ones often face financial hardship. It has to do with energetic alignment. Money is not just paper or numbers in a bank account, it is energy. And as a chosen one, your energy does not always align with traditional systems of wealth. Most people operate within a system that prioritizes profit over purpose, competition over connection, and material success over spiritual fulfillment. But you do not fit into that system. You are wired differently. You are not meant to chase wealth in the same way the world does. Your spirit resists it because you were designed to function under a different set of principles. Yet see, many chosen ones lose hope in this phase. They assume that because things are hard, they are on the wrong path. But in reality, they are closer than they realize. The moment when everything feels like it is falling apart is often the moment right before the breakthrough. You have probably experienced this before, times when you thought you could not go on, but somehow a way was made. Times when you felt completely alone, but looking back, you realize that every step was divinely guided. That same truth applies now. Your financial struggles are not the end of your story. They are a transition, a bridge between where you are and where you are meant to be. And the key to crossing that bridge is faith. Faith that you are being led, faith that you are being prepared, faith that what is meant for you will come, not through force, but through divine alignment. And when it does, it will not just be about money, it will be about purpose, about stepping into the life you were created for. A life where financial abundance is not the goal, but a byproduct of living in full alignment with your destiny. So hold on, keep going. Trust that every setback is setting you up for something greater. Because when you finally step into your calling, you will realize that everything, the loneliness, the struggles, the tests, was leading you to exactly where you were meant to be. Every chosen one reaches a moment where they have to decide, will they allow their struggles to define them, or will they use them as fuel for transformation? Because the truth is, everything you are going through right now is shaping you for something greater. The financial hardships, the loneliness, the sense of not fitting into the world's systems known of it, is random. It is all part of the process. Many people give up too soon. They let frustration take over. They start believing that maybe they are not chosen after all, that maybe they misunderstood their purpose. But that is exactly what the enemy wants. The real battle is not about money. It is about your mindset, your faith, your endurance. If the enemy can make you believe that your struggles mean you are failing, he can keep you from stepping into your destiny. But you are not meant to live in defeat. You are meant to rise. You are meant to take everything life has thrown at you and turn it into wisdom, strength, and resilience. Because when you finally step into your true purpose, you will not just be financially free, you will be unshakable. The reason you are struggling now is because you are being positioned for something bigger than you can see. You are learning lessons that most people will never learn. You are being prepared in ways that most people will never understand. Because what is coming for you is not just about financial success, it is about stepping into a level of purpose and impact that requires you to be fully aligned with who you were created to be. And when that moment comes, everything will make sense. You will see why doors had to close, why people had to leave, why certain opportunities did not work out. You will understand that your struggle was never about lack, it was about preparation. But here is what you need to remember. The breakthrough does not come to those who quit. It comes to those who hold on, who trust, who keep going even when nothing makes sense. The chosen ones who refuse to give up are the ones who step into the greatest abundance, not just financially, but in every area of life. So right now, in this very moment, you have a choice. You can let financial struggles drain your energy, make you doubt yourself, and keep you stuck in survival mode. Or you can shift your mindset. You can choose to see this as part of your transformation. You can choose to trust that something greater is on the way. And if you are ready for that shift, if you are ready to step into the abundance and purpose that has always been meant for you, then take this moment to declare it. Leave a comment, share your experience, and let us know how this message spoke to you. Because your journey is not just about you, there are others out there who need to hear your story, who need to know they are not alone. If this message resonated with you, share it with someone who needs encouragement today. And if you have not already, subscribe and be part of this community of chosen ones, because together we rise. Together, we step into everything that has been prepared for us. And together, we prove that no struggle, no setback, no delay can stop what God has already ordained. Many chosen ones spend years questioning why their lives seem so different from those around them. They wonder why they face rejection, why financial blessings seem delayed, why their journey feels so isolating. But the deeper truth is that this is not just about personal struggle, it is about spiritual refinement. God does not allow his chosen ones to walk through fire without purpose. He is not punishing you, he is preparing you. And part of that preparation involves stripping away everything that is not aligned with your calling. Sometimes that means removing financial comfort to teach you where your true provision comes from. Other times, it means leading you into solitude so you can hear his voice more clearly. If you look through the Bible, you will see that nearly every great figure went through a season of intense testing before stepping into their divine assignment. Moses spent 40 years in the wilderness before leading his people. Joseph was betrayed and imprisoned before becoming second in command of Egypt. David was anointed as king, but spent years on the run before he ever sat on the throne. Each of these men had to endure hardship not because God abandoned them, but because he was shaping them. And right now, if you are struggling financially, if you feel alone, you are in that same process. The enemy wants you to believe that your struggles mean you are failing, but the reality is, your struggles are proof that you are on the right path. If you were not a threat, the enemy would leave you alone. But because you carry something powerful, something that will impact lives, there is resistance. This is why you must not give up. Your financial struggles will not last forever. The isolation you feel is temporary, but how you respond during this season will determine what happens next. Will you allow the weight of your struggles to crush you? Or will you rise, knowing that you are being strengthened for something far greater? The Bible reminds us in Romans 8:18, I consider that our present sufferings are not worth comparing with the glory that will be revealed in us. Everything you are going through right now is shaping you for a glory that is coming, one that will make all these trials worth it. So keep pressing forward, keep trusting, because when the season shifts, when your breakthrough comes, you will look back and understand that every struggle was necessary to prepare you for the blessing ahead. And if this message spoke to you, take a moment to reflect. Have you ever experienced a time when financial struggles or loneliness actually led you closer to God's purpose? Share your thoughts in the comments. Your story may be exactly what someone else needs to hear today. And if this message encouraged you, pass it along, because the chosen ones are never truly alone. We are in this together.